We're seeing a surge in U.S. defense contractors today. As the market is in the red, we are seeing these stocks in the green. Among some of the best performing stocks by a percentage basis in the S&P 500 right now, they're in the top 10 names. And this is Lockheed Martin. We're looking at Northrop Grumman and a lot of these other names, of course, on the idea that they could be potential beneficiaries of the rising tensions that we're seeing being escalated right now. So we're really seeing a broad-based rally right now as we think about how the U.S. defense firms can really step in during this moment.
Yep, Lockheed up 3%, Northrop and Raytheon the same, L3 up 2.5%. This would imply, Norah, that there's going to be a massive order for replenishments coming, beginning, I'm assuming, with interceptor missiles. What are these defense contractors in for?
Most definitely. I think that that is something that a lot of people are really speculating about right now. Of course, this is not the same exact level of gains that we saw back in October of 2023 when there was the Hamas-Israel war, but we are still seeing these shares getting a pop just off of this notion that the U.S. will need to play some sort of part or could potentially play a part in this situation that's ongoing. So we are seeing a lot of these stocks really getting a boost here this afternoon as we're looking here on Wall Street more broadly.
Yep, that's for sure. You know, when you start talking about some of the weapon systems that are used, it reminds us of the Iron Dome. We've spent a lot of time talking about the Golden Dome here in the United States, but the Iron Dome is something that's part of a consortium, right? And it involves some of these very contractors, including RTX, who could have a windfall. I know it sounds cold, but that's why these stocks are up as Israel continues to deploy weapons.
Right. I mean, we are hearing a lot of these companies talking about the Golden Dome and whether or not they'll be using their funding towards some of those efforts that President Donald Trump has continued to tout. I mean, we had Voyager Technologies that IPO'd yesterday. We had Aero Group IPOing today. These are really big defense names that are really showing that we're seeing the defense industry really being propelled right now during this period of all the global tensions that we're really seeing realized right now.
The question, of course, will come down to whether this can in fact be stopped, whether this is a runaway train, or if there in fact will be peace talks held in Oman on Sunday. Axios is now reporting that just before heading into the Situation Room for this morning meeting, the president told Axios he believes that this strike improved the chances of a U.S.-Iran nuclear agreement. Asked whether Israel's strike jeopardized his nuclear diplomacy, the president telling Axios, I don't think so. Maybe the opposite. Maybe now they will negotiate seriously. If you're an investor in these stocks, though, Norah, you're not waiting around to find out, apparently.
You're seeing people piling right in right now. People are really betting on these U.S. defense contractors. And of course, when we think more globally, people have also been looking at those European defense contractors and what they could be potentially capitalizing on. But here in the U.S., we're seeing shares of aerospace and defense firms up about 22% so far this year. So we're seeing Wall Street really backing it.